Today on Snail Trail 4x4, we're going to be playing with some BestLine Racing oil additives, and we are going to be destroying some roller bearings. BestLine Racing gave us this lubricity tester. So this is a really cool machine. We're going to actually add some oil down in this area, and then we're going to heat it up, and then we're going to add the roller bearing inside of there, and we're going to test the failure rate of oils. And then we're going to be adding BestLine to this and then testing it at that same exact torque as well. We're going to be using a digital torque reader here from Gear Wrench, so we're going to know the exact foot-pounds of pressure that's going to be putting on these roller bearings. We also have a watt meter up here, so we're going to be able to tell how much power output the engine is having to do, and then at those failure rates, what the extreme values are. And then we'll check that with the torque and compare everything before and after, with and without BestLine, and we're going to see how they all stack up. It's going to be an interesting experiment, one that I haven't seen done yet. The benefit of this is it's a direct correlation into what is happening inside your engine at specific foot-pounds of pressure, or how much energy is your engine having to put in to move those parts inside the engine. And the BestLine we're going to show you is going to change everything and make it so much smoother. So we're going to try to keep this as scientific as possible. That meaning we have to do the same process every single time for all these oils. We're going to test 3 different oils today. The first step here is that we're going to have to clean this machine, and I want to clean it as best as possible. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually clean out this tray. We're going to take the tray out, we're going to clean it out because that's where we're going to add the oil. We also have a temperature probe in here right into this area so that we can heat this oil up so it's going to be at engine operating temperature. So we've got to take that out. We can slide this guy back. We can take this tray out, so we're going to clean that out. Then we're going to clean this spindle. And to do that, we're going to do a few different things. First, we're going to take it and we're going to clean it off with just a normal rag. Then I'm going to clean it off with a clean, brand new rag. And every time that we're going to be cleaning it, we're going to use some just carb cleaner or brake cleaner to clean that off. Then we're going to sand this down so we can get it back down to a polish, or as clean as possible to a polish. Then we're going to clean it again with that same clean rag, and then start all over fresh with new oil. The cleaning is going to be our most important process between the oils, because we don't want any cross-contamination with the BestLine being added in to those different oils and showing different outcomes than what should be there. First up here, we got to put the roller bearing into place. And that's a super simple process. It actually just slides in right here, and then it has an Allen head that we can twist down and tighten it up. Just like that. And so what this is going to do is it's now going to flip over, and that roller bearing is going to ride on that spindle just like so. So we can flip that back out of the way. So now we're going to add the oil. We're going to use STP, their Pro formula on this one. And we're just going to add enough inside this little basin here to get some on the spindle and to cover the temperature probe, or get that tip of the temperature probe wet. Now we got to bring this oil up to temperature. We're going to turn this guy on. We're going to get the heat on it. And we got that temperature probe in there, so we can check out what's going on like this. So we're at 80 degrees. So we got to bring this up to 200 degrees, which is engine operating temperature. It's 150. It's 170. It keeps going up even though I turned off that heat. It keeps rising. That's 195. There we go, right around 200. We'll see where we cap out at. Slowing down pretty good there. That's 210. There we go, 210, 211. That's pretty good. Slowed down fairly well. So we're running the camera right here to catch the wattage. I'm going to flip this, or I'm going to turn this guy on. There we go. All right, we're going to flip this guy over. Just let it go for a second, and I'll start giving it some pressure. So there's 10, 15, 20, 25. We got to 34.1. Now what we're going to have to do is now we are going to add the BestLine to this. Here, let me turn it off for just a moment. So the BestLine fuel additive or use oil additive, you add about 15%. And since we have so little oil, I'm only going to add not even a capful. I'm just going to like coat the bottom of this cap down here. And then we're going to add this in, pour it on top here. BestLine in. Let's rotate this guy 90 degrees. Ooh, that's warm. Let's check the temperature. Shouldn't be long here. 75, 175, I mean. 85, 90, 190, 193. There we go, we got the BestLine, that's all mixed in. My torque wrench turned off, 205. We're gonna take this back up to 34 foot-pounds of pressure, and we're gonna see what that wattage is on that camera. All right, here we go. There's 15. There's 20. There's already an audible difference. There's 25. Here's 30. There's 34.8. Just over 34. As you can see, it didn't seize. We didn't have a problem. It wasn't even squealing at us. So let's check out what these scars look like. Oh man, they're so different. That one right there is the STP with no BestLine additive in it at all. And that one right there is with the BestLine. All right, so now we got to go through that whole cleaning process. We're going to clean it all up, make it all shiny, brand new, and we're going to try the next oil in line, and we're going to see what the differences are. This oil is disgusting. It's gross, it's dirty, it's nasty. And then here, there's actually shavings down in there. Look at that. All those shavings from probably when we destroyed the first one. That is just crazy. So we're going to clean this guy out. Look at that. It's like glitter. We're going to clean this guy out and get it ready for the next one. All right, starting round 2 here. This time we are going to be testing the Mobile Delvac. This is a pretty high-end formula that's used in some big trucks. So this is going to be a good one to check out. Before I dump that in, I'm going to add this roller bearing. Tighten that down. All right, let's add some of this oil. Once again, just enough to get that temperature sensor and on that spindle. All right, let's get this guy up to temperature. We're at 75, so we're gonna have to go for just a little bit. There's 200, still climbing, slowing down, 208. There we go, that should be good, 208. Okay, we got this guy rolling. Yep, and we got this guy. Let's turn the gear wrench digital one on and let's see what this Delvac gets us up to. All right, here we go. Just let it sit for a second. There's 10. There's 15. There's 20. There's 25. Got a lot of smoke. 30. 39 even right there. 39 even for that guy. All right, so now just like before, we're going to add just a little bit here of BestLine and take it back up to 39. There we go. Let's turn you on. Let's check out the temperature. 184. Let's bring you back up a little bit. Get to 90 or 39 foot-pounds. All right, here we go. There's 10. There's 15. There's 20. So much quieter. 25. 30. 35. There we go. 40. There we go, 40.1. We'll check out what that wattage was just here in a second. But you can see it didn't even seize, didn't even have a problem, wasn't even squealing. So there it is without BestLine. Look at that guy. And then here it is with BestLine. So much smaller without and with. That's crazy. All right, one more to go here. We're gonna do the Pennzoil Platinum next. Let's clean this guy up. Maybe we'll take it to fatigue on the Pennzoil. Maybe we'll take it to fatigue as well on the BestLine. Let's see how it goes. Same process as before that we've been doing. We're gonna add this roller bearing, into place here. Tighten that guy up. We're gonna add just a little bit of this Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic inside of this spindle bucket. Little catch-all carrier. There we go. Temperature probe's in there. Turn you on. Let's check out what we got. Down in the 70s, so it's gonna be it'll be a moment. All right, 210 we're right at. It's platinum, so I'm assuming it'll get a little higher. All right. There we go, 10, 15, 20, 25, starting to get some smoke, 30, 32.7. We'll see what it got on there. So let's turn this off. We got a good score mark again. And let's add just a little bit of BestLine. Thank you. All right. BestLine in 32.7. $20, $25. Let's see, 30, 33, 34, 35. I went a little harder on that one. Didn't even seize, didn't have a problem. There we go. That's the failure rate without BestLine. Here it is with BestLine. Without and with. It's pretty crazy. So now let's rotate it a little differently and let's actually go full blast, full failure rate with BestLine just to see what it does. How high do you think we're going to get? There's 20, 25, 30. Good thing I screwed this down to the table. 35. There's 40. 45. There's 50. There's 55. There's 60. 65. 65.5. We like over doubled what the original oil was that was inside here. That is crazy. So let's turn this guy off. And the score is not even as bad. So there's the score with BestLine at failure rate. There's BestLine at the around 40, and there's the failure rate of the Pennzoil. So even the failure rate of the Pennzoil is more catastrophic than the failure rate at BestLine. That's wild. So what does all this mean? I'll put these numbers up right here. I haven't seen the exact numbers yet, but I can hypothesize that it is when we reached a specific foot-pounds of pressure on the torque wrench and we failed and it seized, we had a really high wattage output. And that is because the engine's having to work really hard. So then when we added BestLine into here, and we reach that same exact foot-pounds and the wattage is lower, that's because there's a good boundary layer and the engine isn't having to work as hard during that point in time. And you can also see that during these score marks right here, where the engine's working hard and you're getting a lot of metal-on-metal contact, which is really the worst-case scenario right here, is, you know, we have this big score mark, and I'll put all those photos right here as well. Then you also, when we added that BestLine and it's working more efficiently and easier, and we're gonna, you know, we have more, or excuse me, we have less scoring going on. That is your engine working better and more efficient. So what does that mean for us? That means that our engines are running more efficient. We are having a better access to that horsepower and the torque. And I wasn't always a true believer in BestLine. When Perry came in, I really liked the idea and I started adding it to my rigs. I did notice a better startup sound and it ran smoother, or it seemed to be for me, you know, but I was still unsure. And until I got my hands on this and we started testing it out, you know, and I'm burning my fingers for you guys, that I really saw an amazing outcome. And the difference is in between non-BestLine and BestLine oils, it's just outstanding. And I'm a believer now. I'm going to be using this on all my rigs. What I really like about it is that when I'm possibly crazy at a crazy angle off-roading, that I know BestLine barrier is going to be there to help protect my vehicle even when the oil's like sliding out of the way. We do have a discount code for you guys. If you want some BestLine, we'll put a link down below for BestLine along with the discount code so you guys can get some BestLine for yourself and try it out. I appreciate you guys watching. Hammer down on that subscribe button. And like always, my friends, keep crawling.